Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching training footage of Buakaw and Saenchai as they prep the final stages of their training camp to face each other in early November on Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships. We're gonna watch their training footage, see what they're up to, and then decide who is gonna win this fight, who has the best advantage. We're gonna start with a little training footage here of Saenchai. Let's get going right away. First thing that you note in Saenchai, which I really like, is he is not training in gloves. He's not fighting in gloves. Very smart. Sharp, fast kicks. This guy is older than me, probably by like 6 years or something, but his technique is still looking impeccable. This is somebody that I've really wanted to fight throughout the years. We're the same weight class. I think it would be a very good matchup. He's so darn good though. I do recognize that. Sharp hands. He's not throwing big combos, sticking the single shots, working the elbows, because you know the elbows are going to be shots that could finish the fight really easy for him. It's interesting because Saenchai is actually the older fighter, but he's looking great. Like really darn sharp. He just did a tour, a seminar tour through North America, and I was a little worried that maybe he wouldn't be prepping, taking the fight as seriously as he should, but when we see him on pads right now, working away, we go, wow, he's looking sharp. Let's look at the second clip here. Look at how he has his hands taped, right? They know they can't do all the wraps and wraps and wraps, but he is supporting his hands and keeping them safe because you don't want to damage them. So here we go. He's got some yellow shorts on now. Hands coming back sharp to the head. We'll also talk in this episode about a couple of the rule sets which Saenchai requested in taking this fight, because we have to remember he has a size disadvantage. Him and myself fight around 145 pounds, sort of like the 67 kg mark. Buakaw more at the 70, maybe 72 now. So he's got an advantage over Saenchai for sure. Also in height. Really working that cross because he knows as a southpaw he's going to have an advantage coming on that angle, throwing the left hand. Overall, I watch Saenchai and I go, wow, he's looking good. Really darn good. Let's move in now to some footage of Buakaw and see what he's been up to in his training. Some shadow boxing to get started. Pretty slow. I'm not sure why in it he wasn't pulling his hands back to his cheeks. He's only going halfway on the rechamber. Got some pad work. The hands looking a little sloppy. The kicks still good. Not to the same extent that Saenchai was looking. There's a better kick. Definitely not training to the same or with that same intensity that we see Saenchai going on. I'd like to see him pick it up. It's like the scissor front kicks. Is that really going to work much? I would be more focused on getting some solid rounds in. It's a little better there. Still feel like it's not the same intensity. Let's pause for a second before we watch this sparring. Something that always struck me, or I was in such wow of when I used to watch this guy hit pads or train at any point, is everything looked like it was 100% when he hit those pads. Those round kicks were smashing, his punches were just crisp. Granted, not maybe technically perfect, but still really amazing power and effort that he put into them. And it looks right now, at least from these clips, like it's a little lackluster, which to me is a little concerning, because if you asked me a couple of weeks ago who would win, I would have said Buakaw was going to win this fight. But now seeing this, I'm kind of like, oh, well, let's see if the sparring is any more intense. He's doing I was just going to say a good job on his head movement, but it's kind of sloppy, and the guy he's sparring with doesn't look very good at all. Looks like it's more of a joke. Joke rounds. Maybe this isn't his actual sparring partner, because that guy, I just saw him throw his cross. This guy doesn't know what he's doing. Buakaw hectic combos. And now we move into some bag work. A little bit more crisp, but still not that perfection, which I would like to see when you're going to be facing one of the best of all time. So there we had some comparisons in the training, which is happening between these two Muay Thai legends. Off the top of my head, I go, wow, Saenchai's looking sharp. Buakaw, a little sloppy. Not quite what I wanted to see from him. I have noticed in general in his more recent fights that he is throwing more hands than he used to, but they are not super crisp. They do get a little bit wild. Saenchai has been an active fighter over the last 5-6 years, but he hasn't really been fighting high level competition. And we have to keep that in mind. He's like, when I tried to get a fight against Saenchai, the promoter just told me, look, he doesn't want to fight the really, really high level guys right now. Obviously he is, because he's going to be fighting Buakaw now, but he's getting a big paycheck for this. Big paycheck. So let's talk about who I see winning this fight, who the rule set favors. Because normally if I was watching this, I'd go, gloves with gloves, regular kickboxing rules, I see Buakaw winning that fight. If we move into Muay Thai with gloves, if Buakaw can get his hands on him and not get countered, I see his size being a big advantage, assuming that he's fully trained. But under these rule sets, I think this actually suits Saenchai better because he, and we have to keep this in mind, is technically more proficient at this point than Buakaw. His technique is impeccable. He can find the target. His evasiveness is that much better, and he only needs to tag him once with bare knuckle to create a cut. We also saw him working the elbows, which we didn't see Buakaw doing. I'm not sure why. Clench is limited for this bare knuckle Muay Thai fight. I was talking to one of the guys at Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, and he was giving me some behind the scenes information and told me that Saenchai requested limited clench. They are doing 5 rounds, but they are only 2-minute rounds. Like I said, a month ago, I would have said Buakaw takes this fight. Now watching, I'm going, ooh, I don't know. I don't know if that size advantage, those big kicks, that massive clench which Buakaw has is going to be enough, and we'll have to watch. And I know many of you do not think that this is going to be a real fight, but I do believe they're going to throw down. I think there's a lot on their minds about legacy and being the #1 Muay Thai fighter. It's going to be new sport for them without the gloves. And yeah, once again, I'm not sure why Buakaw was training with gloves the whole time. I'd like to see him without, but interesting. Just an interesting matchup, something that everybody has been screaming for years. You finally have it, thanks to Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. You guys be sure to get on board with this promotion for this awesome fight they're having. Again, early November. Let me check here. I'm going to take a quick peek just so I don't stray you guys wrong. BKFC. I believe it is going to be November 6th or 4th, but I want to make sure I get this correct for you. Here we go, November 4th, Saturday, November 4th. This is something that you can watch, I believe, on their app. So head over, download that. I was told that it's only going to cost $10. It's cost $10 a month, I think, for this app, and then you can download it, watch the fight, delete it if you don't want it after. Pretty awesome deal for a fight of this magnitude. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed getting to see these clips tonight or today, whatever time it is for you. It's obviously nighttime here, of these two Muay Thai legends training, and drop your opinion down below. Who's going to take this fight? I'm very interested to see what everybody thinks. Until next time, guys, train hard. I'll see you back here very soon.